So, hi everybody, welcome. We're going to be talking about dating apps today. But actually, just before we do, I think you'd like to see my new lighting setup. Isn't it much better lighting I've got now? That's because I've got myself a new ring light, so it's like a circular light which lights me really nicely. I've got the window open as well to get some decent light out of that, but I get more consistent light with this new ring light. But I can't really turn the camera because it's attached to it. So what I'm going to do, you see that? Look, there's the light around the camera, like that. You can see there's a ring light, and it just anyway. So you're going to get much better quality videos from now on because I've got a brand new light, and I'm really happy about it. It might actually end up in my June and July favourites video because right now I haven't got much planned for it. Anyway, back to the subject in hand. Yes, we're talking about dating apps. Now, I haven't really had much success with dating apps. It really kind of annoys me actually because, I'm not an oil painting, but I'm not very ugly or anything like that, I don't think, in my opinion. Well, you might have a different opinion about that. I find with dating apps, because basically you have a photo comes up and you either swipe left if you, that's left, you either swipe left if you don't like them, or right if you do. You're making a very quick snap judgment about what you think of the person on your screen. And then when you do match, are you supposed to talk to the person, ask them out? Is it a long conversation you have, 20 or 30 messages? Do you ask them for a drink down the pub immediately, or to go to a cafe or a coffee shop? And in the meantime, if you do match, that's probably the first time you've actually looked through their profile properly, and you may realise actually you don't really match with them at all, and you never reply. Well, I say never reply. I reply sometimes. Now, I find on dating apps that it's usually the men that make the first move. Now, I'm cis straight, so I look for women on these apps, and women hardly ever start the conversation on these apps. And I kind of get it, because if they swiped right for every single guy on there, they would probably get 2/3 of them would actually match, because this is the kind of thing that happens. So they're very selective about who they swipe right for. But the reason for that is because they don't want to start a conversation with every single person. So how do you get around that? Well, you prevent the man from starting the conversation in the first place. You literally can't do it. So we use an app called Bumble. And on Bumble, it's very similar to Tinder, but the woman has to start any conversation. You match in the usual way. You both swipe right. I'm going to remember it's the other way round. If I go right, I mean right, okay? You both swipe right and you match, but the man can't start the conversation. So it's much more likely that the woman will swipe right in the first place if they kind of like the guy, because they know they're not going to get bombarded with messages all the time from guys who just message anybody who matches with them. And frankly, this is a great idea. I only downloaded this app the other day, kind of randomly researching for this video, but I really like the concept of the app, and I potentially might get more matches and more people talking to me through this app. I don't know, maybe I'll keep you updated in a future video. But hopefully it's going to go much better than my current record. Now, obviously, there's loads of other dating apps out there, things like OkCupid, I think that's a free one. And then there's the apps for the market-leading dating websites like Match and eHarmony. But one you may not have heard of is an app called Tinder Select. And there's a very good reason why you may have never heard of it. It's because it is very unlikely that you'll ever be allowed on it. Tinder Select basically is an app for really high flyers on Tinder and people who are really desirable, so like celebrities and people with lots of money, CEOs of companies, that kind of thing. But if you're not a celebrity or a massive earner in the workplace, then there's another way you can get on, and that is being really successful on the normal Twitter app. So if you always get swipe rights, then you may be selected by the algorithm on Tinder for this brand new app, Tinder Select. I mean, as I've already said, my record on these dating apps are terrible, so I don't think I'm going to be invited to it any time soon, or indeed ever. But it is interesting to think that, you might think you can go on these dating apps and the love of your life may be a massive earner. Well, guess what? They're probably not even on it. But it's a really interesting device that Tinder have come up with for people to use their platforms, even if they are, let's face it, way out of the league of the general populace such as myself. So we'll have to see how this goes on Bumble, and maybe I'll try out a few other dating apps as well, and I'll update you in a future video at some point. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, because I do brand new videos every single week, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Left, if you, that's left. Left.